time to go live. I already got a like. That's crazy. What up, what up, what up? There's nobody in there not yet, but it probably will be soon. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Who we got watching? Oh, what's up, real life? See, we out here, man. Out here at the cove. Let's see if we can't get onto some big kitties. We'll go ahead and grab some bait. Working with today. Got the wrong bag. See what we're gonna put on here. Show y'all what we got for bait. Alright, man, I'm gonna show you what we cutting up for bait today. I've been saving this guy for a hot little minute. Alright, man, this is the bait we're using today. Got some big old buffalo. And I got some gizzard shad. I'm gonna cut up and throw out there too and see what happens. We're gonna go ahead and get some of these pieces cut up and sling them out there. Still frozen. I left him out all night and he's still frozen. We might have to put on some gizzard shads for the time being. That guy's still frozen. Heck yeah, man, I hope I do too. With this water pushing, hopefully there's some fish up in this little cove. But you never know until you try, that's for sure. Got us some nice couple pieces of gizzard shad. We're gonna go ahead and put on these hooks and throw them out there. See what we can get popping. Alright, I'm gonna go wipe my hands off real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all my setups here in a second. I'm gonna wash my hands off real quick. tossed out. Adjusting my tripod. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get some baits tossed out here. The first one I'm tossing out with just a little catfish rattle. I usually don't use these too much, but this is a good spot to use it. And I'm just on an old school diet wheel on a grit stick, man. This thing's caught a lot of big fish. But we're gonna go ahead and get it slung out there. See if we can't get it right towards that boat. Alright, got it right in the middle. Alright, man, this is the second setup I'm using with my pin. I got this on a squadron pin rod. This is a 10-footer. And we're just pretty much doing, it's almost like a sliding rig, to where when the fish takes the bait, this just goes all the way until he takes on my line. So he never knows he has the hook until I set it. But we're gonna go ahead and get this tossed out there too. Wait for this wind to die down a little bit. I'm trying to send it to the other side of the bank. That's usually where the catfish like to hang out at. But we'll see. Wasn't too bad of a spot. We'll go ahead and set it up in the rod holder. Alright, we're on the next one. I think I'm about to throw out 4 rods, and I got another one that I'm gonna save for later and maybe put it out for some channel cats or something. But this is my other reel that I use, my Kuma, on another 10-foot pin rod. This rod, man, I can sling it all the way to the other side of the bank. But we'll go ahead and sling it out there. Alright, not too bad. I also got the bait runner on this one. Let's set this one up. This is gonna be the last rod I throw out. Got another piece of gizzard shad. Another little piece, nothing too crazy, but we're gonna sling it to the other side of the bank, see if we can't get up on some kitties. Yeah, there is a little bit of wind today, that's for sure. I'll bring y'all back over. I don't really have the good rod holders with me today, but hopefully they hold up. We'll see. We'll see, man. Hopefully we can get on some big catfish. And we got them out there. It is a little windy, a little cold this morning, but not too bad. Hopefully there's some catfish cruising around. We got plenty of bait for them. We got buffalo, we got some chicken, just in case we get desperate. And then we got gizzard shad. Hopefully that gizzard shad gets hit. But we might try and cast net some bait here in a little bit and throw out some live bait. But I know there are like 4 or 5 poles with me too. I can still set up. But we're gonna see how the 4 goes for right now. Sometimes it doesn't take too long to get a bite, but this spot's a hit or miss sometimes. I have to go find something to try to keep these poles a little bit more steady so they're not just blowing in the wind. Yeah, I'll let you know, bro. I just decided to come out today. I got a day off of work, so and I seen that it wasn't going to be raining, so I just decided to go at the last minute last night. And to be honest, the catfishing has been crazy lately. Usually when spring and summer gets here, we can catch one almost every trip if you use the right baits and you're in the right area. Yes, sir. What's up, Scenic City? Hope y'all having a good morning, man. We're going to try and get on these big catfish. See if there's any of them laying around. Maybe when this sun warms up. Yeah, the clouds are a little bit heavy too over here. You can see them over by the dam. So I'm literally like, you can see the dam right over there. That's the dam. So we're fishing on the lake side right now. Heck yeah, man, that's what's up. Hope y'all, what y'all going after? Y'all chasing them big shells again? Yeah, appreciate it, bro. When I first moved up here a year ago, this is where I started fishing at, was this little cove. And I didn't do too bad last year, so I'm hoping there's gonna be some fish. Oh, y'all going to Georgia? That's what's up. I've done a little bit of fishing over there, not too much. What kind of fish y'all gonna be chasing after today? Heck yeah, man, I appreciate it. I figured I might as well, man. I had fun. Me and Randall had fun on the last one, so I definitely planned on doing some more. Oh, snap, man. I hope you get on them. And I hope you have a good day at work, real life. Hopefully we can get on some big catfish. Yeah, it's just the wind's moving them back and forth because they're on little tiny rod holders. I'm about to go find a rock or something to prop up in front of it so they don't lean back and forth. No, it's mainly just the wind, just blowing it. Yeah. Well, we might go find a tree branch or something like that and set it up against it so it's not doing all this crazy moving back and forth. Hopefully we can get on some catfish. Yeah, alright guys, I'm gonna go try and find me like a rock or something to prop up against these rod holders so they're not flying everywhere. And then I'll be right back. Alright, we got a couple of rocks. It's a lot better now. I'm probably gonna be on here for a good little minute. I plan on fishing for like 5 or 6 hours, probably till about 1 or 2 o'clock. Depends on how the bite goes. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a couple more rocks. Alright, that should be better. Yeah, and I appreciate that scenic city for sure. See the big bait we got back there? Big old buffalo. We're gonna try and cut him up here in an hour or so when he thaws out a little bit more. Yeah, hopefully there's gonna be some catfish to bite. Yes, sir. Yeah, and if there ain't no blues around, we'll throw out some baits for some channel catfish. It's looking like we might have a lot of bait in here. There's a bunch of birds swooping down into the water. My favorite bait? Oh, definitely crappie. Crappie, and then after that it would probably be skipjack or shad. Heck yeah, man, I appreciate it. Seen it. Hopefully we can get on some big cats. Just in any cats in general, that would be sweet. I haven't caught a catfish in so long. Hopefully we don't get rained on, but I don't think we will. What's up, everybody that's in the live? How y'all doing today? It's a little chilly today. Not too bad. Could be worse. Hell yeah, appreciate it, John. We're gonna try. Try to see if we can't get some big catfish. That's what I think. See that too, how it goes. Heck yeah, man. Hopefully we can get on some big kitties. Hopefully they're cruising about. Hopefully this wind will die down a little bit. But you never know. Yeah. I'm guessing y'all ain't got too much current over there, huh? I know over here I'm in a little eddy, so all this water is just, there's not too much flow besides the water that's pouring into it, so it's not too bad. But I'm definitely not fishing this main river with 60K. That's just a little bit too crazy for me. What's up, everybody that's in the live? We out here catfishing. Hopefully we can get some big ones. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I watch his videos sometimes. I watch his new carp video he just dropped. That one was pretty tight. Heck yeah, man. Hopefully we all can link up and do collab and catch some big fish this year. Uh-huh. That's how you do it. And if this shad don't work, we're gonna cut up that buffalo, put on some pieces and sling them out there. Most definitely. We'll take you to some spots this year, man. Get you on some big catfish. Yep, trying to get on these big. I know that's right. That's what I try to do too, man. I try to be friendly with everybody, and if no one's friendly to me, well then I ain't gonna give out my secrets. Yeah, most definitely. Man, there is birds dive bombing everywhere in here. They're flying everywhere. Hopefully there's some. And if this spot don't work out, we might go switch up to another spot that I know is pretty good. Ooh, it's a little chilly today. A little chilly, a little windy. Hopefully we can get on these catfish. But you never know until you throw out a bait. Yeah, this spot's usually a good spot for when there's a lot of bait in here. I appreciate it, man. I respect y'all too, man. Y'all are some pretty good fishermen. Y'all good peoples for sure. Definitely gonna have to put y'all on some big catfish this year. That's a promise. We'll go out, cut up some crappie, sling them out there. During the spring and summer, I definitely got some guaranteed catfish spots. Yeah, we can go out there. I mean, sometimes you gotta wait, but that's part of fishing. But there's always catfish there, or they always cruise through certain areas. And if you can pinpoint those certain areas, then it's worth your time to fish it. Even if you got to put in 8 hours for one good fish, as long as that fish is like 30, 40 pounds, it's worth it for me. That's true, man. That's definitely true. I've had people, I've asked them for the bait fish, and they just looked at me crazy and threw them back. And all right, whatever. Yeah, and I definitely don't mind, man. Yeah, it definitely is. Especially when you're catfishing. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. And sometimes you just gotta wait for them to come through. Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely is, man. Definitely is. I've met some pretty good people in the last year up here, and y'all are definitely two people I fuck with, man. I'm definitely gonna have to get y'all on some big catfish. Yes, sir. The fish gods. I'm always hoping and praying that they're around and can bless me with a fish. Hope y'all get hooked up, man. Yes, sir. Shit, I appreciate y'all. I'm about to check my reels real quick. Ooh, it's a little chilly. I think I have this heating jacket keeping me nice and warm. Yes, sir. I can't wait to watch them. Can't wait to watch them. I know I was going to go through today and watch all y'all's videos because I work 12-hour shifts. So I get home, I go to sleep, wake up, and do the same thing for 3 days in a row. So I'm finna check y'all's videos out today when I get done here. I try to go through and like on all of them for y'all. At least when I see them pop up. And I got a couple videos that I'm gonna edit tomorrow. I got one that's almost done. And it's gonna get posted here in the next few days. I went out and caught some more carp after that video with my rod snapping. What's up, everybody that's in the live? Don't forget to double tap that screen for me. That shit helps out the channel a lot. Whew. Man, I can handle the cold, but the wind crazy. Can't tell if it's the wind or a bite half the time. Yeah, that video was crazy, man. I've never had anything like that happen to me, especially with a pin rod. I've never snapped any of them. All right, Scenic City. Hopefully we get on some big catfish. Yeah, hopefully this sun starts beating down on us soon. That sun's on the other side of the bank, but it ain't on this side. Birds are everywhere. There's a nice little cove, little eddy. Hopefully there's some fish trying to get out of that current. Because our dams are dumping a lot of water right now. What's up, everybody that's in the live? What time is it? Yeah, we might throw out some channel cat poles here in a minute and see how they go. Sometimes if the blues aren't around, I'll try to catch some channels. Oh, we got a hit on that one. It looked like we almost did, like something tapped it. Hopefully we can get on some big ones. Biggest blue I've caught, I've caught a 55 and a 52 last year. So nothing too crazy. I think the profile picture I have for my YouTube channel, I believe that's my 52 pounder. The 55 I didn't have any footage of because my camera turned off when I was handling the fish and walking them up some rocks. But I caught a lot of 40 pounders, probably like 5 or 6 40 pounders last year, and I couldn't even tell you how many 30 plus pound catfish I caught last year. Too many to count. My goal for this year, I want at least an 80. If I can get me an 80, I'll be a happy man. Or even if I can get some more 50 pounders, if I get like 5 50 pounders, I can live with that. Yep, waiting for these rods to take off. I'm hoping I can catch at least like a 40 or 50 pound flathead. I'm gonna try and catch some big ones this year because the biggest flathead I got is 30 pounds. Which is not a bad fish, but I know I could do better. Start with 30. I'm gonna do you better than 30 this year. We're gonna get you on some 40s and 50s. Most definitely. Yeah, when we link up, man, I'll let y'all use my poles too. I don't mind. And get y'all on some big catfish. Yeah, I usually like to throw out 4 or 5 poles. Let me see, where's my... Alright, y'all, I gotta put on another layer of socks because my toes are getting cold. I'm gonna put on some thicker socks so I don't freeze to death out here. I know you need to break that one in. Especially on that new pin reel, man. I love them pin reels. When I lived in Florida, that's all I ever used. I used the spin fishers and the slammers. Caught a lot of big snook and tarpon on them. And I mean, they'll last a lifetime if you treat them right. I've had this one pin reel that I use for catfishing. I've had it for about 5 or 6 years. I never had any problems with it. But I do stay away from the Hellcat rods. I think they're pretty cool rods, but I just don't like the colors on them. I like to use matte black or white. To me, the neon green and orange is a little bit too much. Hey, but I tell you what, I can't wait to see that rod in action. You get hooked up on a big catfish. You're gonna be able to horse them in with no problem. Especially with that pin reel, man. You set yourself up with that one. That one's a good one. I mean, you'll be able to catch some 100 pounders with that. Especially with an 8,000. hopefully this sun starts beating on this side of the bank. I'm freezing over here. Yeah, we might switch it up and throw out a lure here in a little bit, see if we can't get some crappie or something. Yeah, they're definitely around, man, in our section of the river. I think on average they catch probably about anywhere from 5 to 15 fish that are over 100 pounds between Nickajack and Chickamauga. We got those deep waters where it's like 150 foot in some areas. Usually that's where they like to hang out, is those deep holes in the summertime, deep crevices. Yeah, I've caught a crappie over here. I think the biggest crappie I caught in this section is, or in this specific spot, is like 15, 16 inches. And that was the first time I took a crappie home and ate it. And that was the only time. After that, they became bait. You gotta make sure none of my reels are taking off while I'm not paying attention. I got the drag loose on all of them. Yeah, honestly, crappie, man, I don't know why, but I always have good luck on crappie every time I get one. I usually, during the spring and summer, I'll catch them by 319 all night long. And every time I need a new piece, I'll just throw down a crappie jig, and 10 minutes later, I got one. And I cut them up and put them on there. I think like 90% of my fish come off of crappie bait, or crappie cut bait. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna tear them up this year though. We'll definitely get on some big catfish together. Sands along the way. Can't have them blowing in the water. Whew. I think it's about time to zip up the heating jacket. There we go. Yeah, whenever we link up and do some catfishing, man, you can definitely bring it out and we'll cut it up. I had probably about 20, 25 crappie in the deep freeze for the winter, and I went through all of it. I went through probably 50 pounds of bait and couldn't catch a catfish. So I don't think I'm gonna be saving catfish bait for the winter no more. I'm gonna switch it up in the winter to carp fishing or crappie fishing. Maybe even trout from here on out. I mean, I put a lot of hours in trying to get some catfish during the winter time, and I just can't find them. I try to fish deep, I try to fish shallow, try to fish channels, creeks. I just can't get on them. Hopefully I can get on some today. Maybe this water's a little bit warm and they'll move up in here, but I guess you never know till you go out. Get out and throw a bait in the water and let it soak. Hopefully there's a catfish hungry enough to eat it. The biggest one I caught was in that video I posted the other day. I caught I believe it was 30 pounds. It was like bouncing between 29 and 30 pounds. And they definitely pull. And the biggest buffalo I've caught is 22 pounds, which is which was pretty big. And I caught them on the war eagles. Man, them buffaloes like to eat them war eagles for some reason. The wind keeps making me think they're catfish hitting it, but it's just the wind. Hopefully there's some catfish that are warming up right now and making it into this cove. Yeah, I seen that. That was pretty cool. I was glad I was able to meet up with y'all and tell y'all that them purple war eagles were killing them down there. Cause I've told other people, but they don't really understand. They just, I don't know, they just use the silver spin. Sometimes you gotta switch it up for them fish down there for some reason. Especially when they're just eating shad 24/7 and you throw something a little bit different that sticks out. But that was a good video though. I watched it when it first dropped. 8-pound line? Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I go that light for any of my reels. The lightest I go is 15. 15-pound braid or 15-pound mono. I know they put up a good fight. Yeah, of course, man. Of course, I try to help people out, man. Put them on fish. I don't mind to help out. I believe there's enough fish for everyone to catch. Seemed like the wind died down a little bit. Hopefully it stays like that for a while. And usually at the end of February is when this spot's really good. What's up, Malik? We out here trying to get on some big catfish, man. Got some gizzard shad out there. I got a big buffalo laying right there behind me that I caught last year. Like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. We might put him on in a little bit if them shad don't work. But we're hoping there's some big catfish in here. Yes, sir, man. Hope you tear them up, man. Get that video in. That last video you dropped, man, that one was a fire one for sure. You going catfishing or you going carp fishing, Malik? Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I'm in like a little eddy right now too. It's just this little cove. And then I got the dam that I'm looking at right here. I'm on the lake side right now. I'm trying to stay away from that current, man. It's too much for me. I gotta fish these eddies whenever that current's pushing. Yeah, man, I hope you fucking get hooked up today. It's looking like a good day. The rain finally stopped, so hopefully them fish are around. Yeah, I caught some good fish here. I think the biggest was almost 40. And that was whenever the water was real low. There's like a little dip right in front of that boat right there that goes about 15-20 feet sometimes, depending on how high the water is. And that's usually where I get most of my bites. But I've caught some pretty good fish here. Nothing too crazy, but when there's fish here, they're definitely in here, and they get in here thick, because you'll catch one right after the other. Yeah, I got all my baits on that other side of the bank. The other side of the bank is really sunny right now, so hopefully it's heating up. Yeah, I appreciate that, Malik. Hope you have good luck too, man. You can get on some catfish. Yeah, I used the last little bit of my bait I had in the reserves for this trip. So after this trip, I'm probably not gonna do no catfish until all the skipjack and stuff like that start pushing back up at the dam. All the white bass and stuff and crappie. Because to be honest, it's too cold for a Florida boy to be out here fishing. Way too cold. Heck yeah, y'all. Hopefully we can get on some catfish. Yeah, heck yeah, man. I use white bass. White bass is a good bait. I mean, I haven't used it too often, but I've caught some pretty good catfish off white bass. White bass and yellow bass. I think I got my in my deep freezer, I got like a 4-pound or 5-pound largemouth that I caught last year, and he ate one of my catfish baits. And when I set the hook, I thought it was a catfish, but it was just a big bass. And when I reeled him in, when I set the hook, it ripped all of his gills out, like on one side. So I had to save him for catfish bait. So I might try to use that this year when it starts warming up. I'll bring out that, because I mean it's a pretty big bass. Yeah, most definitely, man. They're definitely worth saving. I usually like to keep like 3 or 4 of them just in case. Yeah, they're definitely not too bad to use for bait. Oh, yep. Good old catfishing. Sometimes they bite, sometimes they don't. I tell you what, this colder water definitely messed me up on catching catfish. I haven't been able to catch a catfish since the end of fall. So around like October, I think, was the last time I caught a catfish. And I put in some hours, but just haven't been able to find them. Might switch up to another spot here in a couple hours. I got another spot I can go try and see if there's any fish hanging out in there, but with this colder water, it's hard to tell where the fish are at. Yeah, I'm hoping this sun hits this bank, man, so I can warm up. It's cold and everything's wet, so I can't start a fire today. But we try to stay warm. The toes are freezing. but that's all right. It's worth it if you can catch a catfish or catch any fish. It's worth waiting out in the cold. All right, y'all. I'm thinking I'm gonna set up another rod, but I'm gonna set it up as an ultralight and see if we can't get like a channel cat or a smaller cat to eat that. So I got one more rod holder. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set one up with y'all real quick. This is what I'm gonna use right here. I got this rod and reel combo from Walmart for $10, and I caught some pretty big carp on it. This is the one that caught that 30-pounder. So we're gonna go ahead and set it up for maybe some smaller catfish. Get this 6-pound mono leader off of it. But we'll go ahead and set that one up real quick. I always like to strip some of this braid off after I've been using it for a while. Try to get to some fresher stuff. Especially when I'm dam fishing. I gotta replace my fishing line every couple weeks. Go ahead and throw this away. We're gonna go ahead and get some. We're gonna put on 15-pound mono, 15-pound leader. We'll put on a little circle hook with a weight, and then we'll go ahead and throw that out there. All right, we got some leader. We're gonna put that on. I'll show y'all how to tie that. We're gonna use a little tiny J hook for these smaller catfish because I don't have any smaller circle hooks. I just got big ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. And I always like to put mono on my braid every time. It's just a Florida thing. Because them fish can see braid pretty good. And they'll turn away from your bait or your lure that you're throwing. I'll do about like a 4-foot section. 4 to 6 feet works really good. And I'll show y'all my knot I tie. I don't use this knot for my big poles, but I use it for my smaller ones. Because the FG knot, I usually like to use my FG knot for the thicker line because it's a lot easier to use. But this knot I can't tie with my bigger poles because the mono won't cinch down the right way. But I pretty much take both of these, the mono and the braid, and I take it and I wrap it around my fingers twice. Or once, my bad. You do it once, and once you have both of them separated, the main line and your mono to the tag ends, you just go around it twice. Might be a little bit difficult for y'all to see, but should almost look something like that. And you have it wrapped around and you push the 2 tag ends through. Sometimes it locks, sometimes it doesn't, but it just locks in just like that. You don't need a swivel or nothing. You just do straight braid the mono, and we'll cut this little tag end off. And let me go grab a weight. Just gonna use a little simple 2-ounce. And the reason I don't know what it's called, man, but it's just a knot that I was taught when I was young, and it holds up really good. But the reason I use this knot instead of swivels is when I put my weight onto my main line, because when I fish, I usually keep my drag loose in most situations. What's up, Land of Steel Fishing? But I usually like to have it to where when the fish takes the bait, my weight can go from my mono to my braid with any resistance. So they never feel the weight, they never feel the hook until I actually set it into their mouth. Because sometimes them fish will drop it as soon as they feel pressure and they feel tension. And then I'll show y'all the knot that I tie for onto my hooks. We're just going to be using a J hook because I have no small circle hooks. I just got big ones, 10-aughts and 8-aughts. But we're just going to use this pole for some channel cats. But when I go through, I'll go through the hole twice and almost create this little loop. You just create this little loop and you kind of hold the loop there. And you wrap the tag in onto the main line 3 times. And then you go back through the loop, right through the middle of that V. And it just locks in just like that. And it doesn't slip, it don't pull. So we're gonna put on a little piece of gizzard shad and see if we can't get a channel rat or a smaller blue to hit it. The ones on the big poles, they're pretty big and chunky baits. But we'll set this one to the side after we put a bait on it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut up a piece of gizzard shad I have here. It's been sitting in my deep freezer forever. We're just gonna use a little tiny piece, nothing too crazy for this one, because this pole, it's not meant to handle no big catfish, but you know, we're gonna try and see if we can't get onto a catfish. But we're just gonna throw it right over here and probably let it sit up against this tree that's over here. We're just gonna let that one sit there by itself because it's a little channel cat rod. Hopefully there's a channel rat swimming around. What's up, everybody that's watching the live? We out here catfishing. Hopefully we can get on them. We got plenty of baits out there. We got gizzard shad, we got some buffalo carp. Well, actually I haven't cut up the buffalo. He was still frozen, but we might put him on here in the next 30 minutes or so and see how it goes. The bait's been soaking for about an hour, the gizzard shad. Waiting for this sun to hit this bank because it's on the other side, but it's not on this side, so we freezing. Gotta keep an eye on this other pole that's behind the camera just in case it goes off for a little channel cat. Yeah, we might throw the cast net a couple times for some bait. See if we can't get some fresh bluegill or something. We'll walk down to this corner and I'll take y'all with me and we'll throw the cast net together. Actually, I take that back. I forgot my cast net is tore up and I gotta fix it. So we're not throwing the cast net. Nah, I don't use chicken liver. I try to stay away from chicken liver. Yeah, y'all getting hits now, seen it? But we're using gizzard shad and we got some buffalo that we're gonna cut up here in a little bit. He's about like 5 or 6 pounds. You can see him right there in the background. Man, hopefully there's a catfish that comes by. But did you catch anything? Seen it? Did y'all get on a good one? I will say though, I do have some chicken with me today. Because this spot that I'm at, when I first moved up to Tennessee a year ago, I was using chicken and I did really good. And I caught a couple 30s and a 40 from this spot using chicken. So we might slap that on. Heck yeah, man. Well, what y'all using for bait? Seen it? Y'all using worms or liver? Or y'all using some cut bait? That's not bad, man. I'm hoping I can just get one. That's why I threw out my little channel rod. I got 2 more smaller poles. I might set up for some channel rats and I'll throw them out there. But we'll see. We'll see how this first one is that I got behind the camera. See if it gets hit or not. But it's looking like we got cut shad. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Hopefully I have one come eat my pole because I got cut shad on all these right now. So hopefully a channel rat will find it. I just want to catch a catfish. I ain't caught one in so long. Circle hooks, yeah. I don't have no more the small circle hooks. I just got big ones. Let's see. All my circle hooks are like this size, and I don't think a 3-pound channel can eat that. That might be too big, so I went ahead and put on a J hook. They should still get them. But hopefully we can get on them. Hopefully the fish are warming up. Yeah, that's awesome, VG. That was my biggest problem, is the chicken always falls off, so I just stopped using it and I started using cut bait more often. Yeah, I figured you were probably using some smaller ones. I need to go buy some more smaller ones. I kind of either lost them or used them all up. I can't really remember, but I plan on going to go get some more here in the next week or so. I got to restock on everything and get ready for spring and summer fishing. That's when we're going to tear them up, man. This cold water got them shut down. But hopefully, you know, because it's warming up today, we don't have a lot of rain like we've been having. Hopefully them catfish are moving around. And if not, we're going to try and go move to another spot. I got another creek that I can go hit up. There might be some fish, and over there we can actually do some bass fishing. So I'll bring y'all over there too if we end up switching it up. But we're gonna wait till about noon in this spot and see if that water warms up enough for them to move around, and if not, we'll go to a different spot that I know that's probably has warmer water. And maybe next week when I go live, I might go do some carp fishing if that's what y'all want to see. I'll go live and do some carp fishing with y'all. Carp fishing is not as slow as the catfishing right now. So if y'all want to see that, let me know. And then maybe we can link up. Seen it? We can link up and do some carp fishing and do a live together or something. I'll bring all the bait. What's up, everybody that's watching the live? Don't forget to double tap for me. Double tap that screen. Yeah, let's do it, man. If it's not raining next weekend, let's hit it up like Friday or Saturday. We'll get out there early to a spot that I know we can catch some carp. I try to get out there at like 7. I'm not too sure. I know it's between like 45 and 55, somewhere in between there. I think the channels are a lot colder than the shallows. Where I'm fishing, it's only probably about like 20 feet right now. So I'm fishing shallow today, hoping that there's some fish pushed up in here. We got a lot of current dumping out of our dams. We got about 60, 70K. Yes, sir. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. I got some big old gizzard shad. I got some buffalo carp right there. I'm gonna try and cut up in a little bit. He was a little bit frozen still, but we're gonna try to cut him up and sling him out there in a little bit. But yeah, the water's pretty cold. Hopefully it's warming up. I think it's gonna warm up to about 50 degrees today. Yes, sir. That's what I got on all the poles right now. Is a bunch of shad, a bunch of glizzy shads. Then I got one pole behind the camera that has a little tiny piece of shad that I'm hoping that a channel cat or a small blue will pick up. Yeah, man, that spot behind the aquarium, I've caught a lot of big fish there. A lot of big carp, a lot of big catfish. There's a lot of good fishing right here in the river, especially in our section between Chick and Nickajack. We got some pretty good catfishing over here. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, man. I've downsized my baits and still haven't been getting hits. During the springtime, I throw out pretty big pieces. What's up, everybody that's in the live? If you're just tuning in, we're out here doing some catfishing. We got some blizzard shads out there. Hoping to get on a big catfish. Don't forget to double tap that screen for me, man. It helps out the channel a lot. Keeps me motivated to keep doing this for y'all, make some content. Hopefully there's some catfish cruising through. I'm probably gonna give it another 2 hours or so in this spot. Gotta make sure none of my rods are taking off. It might be too cold to show up in just your socks landed steel fishing. Heck yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all, man. I try to make some good content for y'all. Try to come out here and catch some big fish. Well, I try. I don't always, but I try. That's part of fishing. Heck yeah, man. Looks like we've had these rods out for about an hour now, which is understandable. It's still cold in the morning. All right, I appreciate it. I got the drag loose on 3 of them, but my bait caster that I have on the very last one. Ooh, the wind picked up. Glad I got a heating jacket. I'd probably be freezing to death out here. It's too cold for a Florida boy. Yeah, Release, if you make it over here, you know, DM me. We can link up. Me, real life, Scenic City. We can link up and do some catfishing or carp fishing. Yeah, I'm pretty close. Actually, the dam's right behind the camera. I'm on the lake side right now, and then from the dam it's probably about a quarter mile or half a mile until you get to the aquarium, if you're on the river. But it's probably about like a 10-15 minute drive from where I live to get to the aquarium, maybe less than that. But that spot has some pretty good fishing. It's not too bad over there by the aquarium. And hopefully this sun comes out. Oh, okay. It's not too crazy. I got a couple of buddies of mine that'll drive like an hour, 2 hours and meet up with me, and we'll do fishing all the time. So just let me know, man. Just DM me or hit me up and we can link up and do some fishing. Especially when springtime hits, and definitely get y'all on some big catfish. I still gotta look at the rods every once in a while. We might set up a couple more channel rods here in a minute and toss them out and see how it goes. We'll give it like another 15 minutes or so and we'll toss out some smaller poles and see what happens. Might try and get some live bait. No, that's a maybe. No problem, man. Release to the grease. I got a couple spots where, man, them cars be going right by you. I think the next spot that we'll go to, if we don't get much here in the next couple hours, you literally sit right next to the road and there's cars flying back by you at like 40 miles an hour. But there's some good fishing over there. Yeah, hit it up, man. Good luck to you. Hopefully there's some fish willing to bite in the Mississippi River, because I can't find nothing in the Tennessee River besides carp. And catfish are stubborn during the winter time. Crappie in the Mississippi. I've never fished in Mississippi. I've wanted to. I got some family that live off the Mississippi. Yeah, the current's pretty fast right now. That's why I'm fishing this little cove. It's like a little cove, and right at the very back of this is a little tiny creek that's flowing out a little bit of water. But this is the cove right here, and then all the way over there is the dam. That's the behind Chick. I think they're pushing like 60, 70K. And here I'm only using, I got one rod with 2 ounce, I got 2 rods with 4 ounce, and then I got 2 rods with 6 ounces, which is more than enough. There's not too much flow going into this little eddy. Yeah, it's not too bad. When I first moved up here a year ago, this is where I first started fishing at. And I caught some pretty decent catfish here, and I decided to hit it up again and see what happens. I'm trying to stay away from the main river as much as I can because they pumping out too much water for me. I'd have to use like a pound weight out there right now. Hoping they don't rain on me. I see some dark clouds coming. But hopefully they stay over there behind me and they don't come this way. What's up, everybody? If you're just tuning in, we're out here doing some catfishing. We got some gizzard shad and might cut up some buffalo carp here in a little bit and toss it out. And y'all don't forget to double tap that that screen for me, man. It helps out the channel a lot. I'm trying to keep it going, man, and produce some good content for y'all. And don't forget to turn on them notification bells, man. I got some pretty banger videos coming out in the next week. I'm gonna try not to post them too soon. I'm trying to at least do 1 or 2 a week for y'all. So I got some in the archive saved. I got some pretty good ones. Hey, what y'all think about that last video I dropped? Did y'all enjoy that one with the rod snapping? That video was crazy. I've never had a fish snap my rod the way that it did in that video. I gotta check the percentage on my phone. All right, we're good. Yeah. We might go ahead and cut up a piece of this buffalo and sling them out there. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna cut up a piece of this buffalo real quick and try to switch up the baits a little bit and see what happens. I bet you do, man. You be tearing them up real life. Yeah, it is tough filming at night, man. That's why I carry a lot of floodlights with me. And I think this year I'm gonna go and invest in a couple more lights for y'all, because I'm gonna try to produce some good nighttime videos. I got some good spots this year that I'm gonna hit up. Hopefully we can get on some big old catfish. Actually, we will get on some big catfish. I know that's a fact. Right now, this water's too cold. It's too cold for me. So we're gonna go ahead and cut up some of this bait. Put one out. See, during the spring and summer, I'd be throwing that on there. I think I'm gonna save this piece for whenever spring first hits, and we're gonna throw that guy out there. I'll probably do a live. I'm gonna throw out some big head pieces. I got like the big bass. I got this big carp, and I got a couple other fish in my deep freezer. I might make a video out of that. But we're gonna cut up a smaller piece. gonna put on just a little piece, nothing too crazy. And I'll be right back to read the comments. What's up, Randall? Too small of a bait. Man, I don't want to hear that. We can't even catch catfish. I'm putting on a small piece. We're gonna put on this small piece and see what happens. The gizzard shad's been sitting around for about an hour and a half now. So we'll go ahead and put on a new piece. Nope, no bites, Randall. I got 5 rods out, not a single bite yet. Alright, y'all. This is what we're gonna use. No catch. Kyle's back at it again. I'm back at it again. Hey, Randall, when do you want to go use this piece right here? Got a big old buffalo head. I'm gonna save that for the springtime. But we're gonna go ahead and get this pole thrown out real quick. We're just gonna use a little piece of buffalo. So now we got gizzard shad out there, and we got buffalo shad. I mean buffalo carp. Put it on. Man, that bait's too big for this spot. Let me swipe up and read the comments real quick. Never fished that big of a bait before. Well, release the grease. We got some big cats around here that'll eat it. But yeah, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of birds and stuff in this little cove. The wind's blowing right into it. The water is a lot deeper than what it usually is because the water rose. So hopefully, man, one of these rods will get taken down. We'll get onto a big kitty. Hey man, if y'all just tuning in, don't forget to double tap that screen for me. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm trying to produce some good content for y'all, for sure. We got a lot of videos in the making. We got a lot of stuff in the works, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. We're definitely gonna get on some big fish this year. Yeah, it's a little windy, a little cold today. Could be worse. Could be raining. Oh, it looks like our little channel rod was getting tapped over here behind the camera. Or it could just be the wind. Ooh, that sun's starting to come out a little bit on this bank. Hopefully it warms us up. Alright, y'all, so we got buffalo and we got gizzard shad out there today. Hoping to get on a catfish. Let's see what time it is. We might move to another spot here in a little bit. 46. Yeah, we might move to another spot at like 11 or 12 to see how that's doing. But we're going to definitely wait it out here and let this water warm up a little bit to see if that's when the fish are going to start moving around. Yeah, and if y'all just tuning in, man, we're out here doing some catfishing. We got some buffalo and some glizzy shad out there. Hoping to get on a big one. Hopefully we can get on a big one. I mean, there's definitely a lot of bait in this little cove right now. There's a bunch of birds dive bombing. Let's see if y'all can see the birds. But there's a lot of birds. It's not too crazy like it was when I first got here this morning. There was probably about like 40, 50 birds just dive bombing, and now there's about 10. So I don't know if that bait moved on or what, or if the birds moved on. I'm hoping it's just the birds and the bait's still here. Hopefully it'll attract some catfish. You got that other pin? Yes, sir. Hoping to get on some of these kitty cats. Yeah. We might tie on another little tiny channel rat rod and see how that goes. Put on another little piece of buffalo or something. Yes, sir. Oh, now there's a lot more birds in the cove over there. Hopefully some catfish move in, or they start waking up from this cold water. Yeah, if y'all just tuning in, man, we're out here doing some catfishing. Hopefully to get on some big ones. We might go off to this little corner over here and throw a lure out and see if we can't get on some bait fish or something. Maybe get some fresh bait. Nah, I haven't got any hits yet. Haven't gotten any. I've only been out here for about an hour and a half. I have some buffalo and some blizzard shad out there. So I'm hoping something will come through here. If not, we're gonna go to another spot and see if it produces anything. But I guess you just never know until you try. Yep, here, fishy, fishy. Hoping the fish gods send one my way. Just one at least. I'd be happy with one. Just one wintertime catfish. Cause I haven't caught a catfish in probably about since October, the end of fall. Yeah, there's a lot of birds that are dive bombing behind me. So hopefully, man, the bait's here. There's some catfish here and they wake up soon. Yeah, man, y'all don't forget to hit that like button. Just a little bit, man, just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, Michael. The channel name is Smoking Baits. I catch fish and smoke baits, man. I'll try to at least. Yeah, hopefully we can get on some catfish today. Like I said, we'll chop spots here in about another hour, hour and a half or so, and see if there's anything over there. And then when we go to the other spot, I can do some bass fishing over there. So, yeah, it's always a good time though, man. Even if I don't catch nothing, just being out in nature and doing something productive, just it feels right. So I like being out here and hanging out. Yeah, I got some bass in my deep freezer. I think I got a bass with me. I got a little spotted bass with me today. So we might toss him out at the next spot. I'm from Florida, but I'm living in Tennessee right now. I'm in the Chattanooga area, so I'm fishing right off the Tennessee River. I'm fishing in a little eddy right now because our dams are dumping a lot of water, so it's too hard to fish the main river. So I'm just fishing this little cove. Fishing this little cove on the lakeside of Chick, Texas. Yeah, I plan on making some trips down there to chase after some big alligator gar. Some big alligator gar and some big redfish. I'm gonna try to go out to the jetty or something out there this year. Maybe do some shark fishing. I haven't been shark fishing in probably about 2 years now. So I'm definitely trying to get back into my roots and go off to Florida and Texas, Louisiana. What's up, Matt? Good morning with you. Yeah, I'm definitely, me and my buddy, we planned on making a trip out there this year sometime and doing some gar fishing for sure. Heck yeah, release to the grease. Get on them. Are you going to Florida or are you going somewhere else? Because if you're going to Florida, I'd say to try to target some big snook and tarpon too while you're down there. They should be chewing pretty soon. Oh, okay. Yeah, then you definitely get on them redfish, man. I've been thinking about going to Savannah too. I've heard it's a good spot for some redfish. I've been out here for about an hour and 40. So almost a couple hours. Yeah, ocean fishing's fun, man. On my Instagram, I got pictures of big sharks and stuff that I caught from the bridges. Big snook, big tarpon, redfish. I got a picture of it's like 13-pound bass that I caught down there in Florida when I lived down there and I worked in Central Florida. I found a pond that had really big bass in there and I caught a monster one out of there. Yeah, most definitely, man. I'll definitely hit y'all up when I start making these moves around the country doing some fishing. It's Smoking Baits 941. It's spelled out the same way on my YouTube channel. I usually post everything on there first before it goes to YouTube. I'll post pictures of my fish and then give it a couple weeks and then I'll post my video to it. Yeah, on my Insta I got some pretty big snook and tarpon on there, catfish, tons of catfish. Yeah, and I just moved up to Tennessee a little bit over a year ago. Oh, Mike, you already know I'm fishing, man. That's all I can do is go fishing. We ain't even had a single bite yet. I got some little tiny channel rods out, and I got my big ones out. I got a piece of buffalo and a bunch of shad, some gizzard shad out there. We've probably been recording for about 2 hours now, and we might switch up and hit up the creek here in a little bit if this doesn't produce. I'm fishing in that little cove right now. There's a bunch of birds here chasing bait, so I was hoping there was going to be some catfish, but it might be still too cold. It might be waiting to warm up or something. "23, man, I definitely wouldn't be out fishing if it was 23. No, I'm on the lakeside, Mike, but it's like 45 degrees here right now. A little bit of wind. I mean, I'm from Florida, so this is cold for me. My toes are frozen. But the sun's finally coming out onto this bank, so hopefully it'll warm up. Warm me up, warm the fish up. I know you know where I'm at, Big Mike. I can tell you right now, there ain't much going on over here. I might have to go hit up the creek in a little bit in the next couple hours if this place doesn't pan out. Yeah, 23 degrees is too cold for me, Matt. And yeah, when my toes get cold, I'm done. Oh, they are? I was hoping our one creek wasn't going to be blown out and it was just going to be calm water, but I figured it might have a lot of water pushing through them with all this rain coming through here. Yeah, I got like 2 pairs of socks on right now. My toes are cold. So like I said, I might give it another hour or so, hour and a half, and then we're gonna go switch spots and see how it goes. Warm up and charge the phone up and probably pick the live back up. Possibly. Hey man, if y'all just tuning in, we're out here doing some big catfishing. We got some big baits out there. Don't forget to double tap that screen and like it, sub, comment. Helps out the channel a lot. Helps out to get some good videos produced for y'all. Jesus, dude, that's too cold for me if I'm inside and have to wear 2 pairs. I usually have my heater going right on my feet. Yeah, definitely. We can go over some of them right now. Let me lock the tripod in and I'll carry y'all over there. So the first one I got, it's on just a little 8-foot. It's just on a little 8-foot 8-foot rod, but it's a little Quantum. I got like 65-pound braid on here. It's an alright reel. I don't like to use it too much, but it's alright. But these are my beauties that I like and I use all the time right here. And that's my my Kuma 6000. Also has 65-pound braid. All my reels have 65-pound braid. Yeah, no problem. Release the grease. And then this one's my favorite. This is my pin reel. I mean, that one's caught some big catfish and the Akuma. But I have those two on a 2-foot pin surf rod, so I can really sling them out there. And then the last one I got is, I'm just using this old school Daiwa bait caster that my best friend gave me when I first moved up here. And this one's caught 30-40 pound catfish, and I just got it on like an 8-foot grit stick Walmart rod. So I got 2 little budget reels and rod combos, and then I got the 2 that are, I don't know, probably about $150 combos. And then I got a little tiny grit stick over here that I got my little channel bait on. So if the channel rat comes and takes it, then we'll get hooked up on that one, but we'll see. That one just has like 15-pound braid, and all my braid has mono attached to it. I don't use straight braid. I always attach like 80-pound mono with a FG knot. Yes, it is a Christmas tree. I don't know where it came from. I came out here a month ago and it wasn't here, but now it's here. I think someone's gonna drop it out in the water for structure, if I'm honest with y'all. But it's a fresh Christmas tree. Like, it's still green. I don't know when it got here or who put it here, but it's here. And it's being used as a rod holder right now. So, consistently posting on YouTube. I've been doing it for about 8 months or so, give or take. But I have videos on my YouTube channel from like 2 or 3 years ago when I was in Florida, and I thought I could do some recording, but I just picked it up like real heavy about 8 months ago and trying to consistently post. Try to get like 3 or 4 videos out a month. And I've definitely been, the quality's been getting better over time, but yeah, it does look like a nice Christmas tree. If it was Christmas, I'd probably take it home. Wouldn't have to pay for one. Shake all the little rocks and mussels out of it, and it's good to go. Yeah, man, hopefully we can get on some big catfish today. Yeah, my buddy actually got a carp reel from Temu, and he caught a pretty decent carp on it the other day. Now the Quantums, I will say I have broken too many of them, and that's why I don't use them no more. And I think on my buddy's channel, Quick Catch and Release, I did a video with him a couple months ago, and I was using my other Quantum. I had 2 of them, and I set the hook on a fish, and when I set the hook on the fish and started reeling in on them, it snapped the handle off the reel, and I had to fight the fish without a handle the whole time. I mean, they're definitely all right reels. There's just not a lot of drag capacity on them. So if I hook into a 100-pounder, he's probably going to take all my line off that Quantum. I think it only has like 12 pounds of drag, but my pin has like 25 or 30. I appreciate that, Michael. I definitely got some good videos in the works. The last video I posted, man, that one was crazy. I had a carp snap my rod off, or snap my rod in half, and I still landed the fish. It was probably about like a 15-20 pound carp, and it was also a pin rod that he broke. It was my favorite pin rod that I had, and he snapped it. We might reel in this channel wrap rod and throw it in a different spot to see where these catfish are hanging out at. Yeah, release the grease. Is it the squadrons? Because that's what I got on mine right now. But I know they make other 10-foot rods. Yeah, and I still caught that fish that snapped my rod. I literally fought the fish with the rod right here, and the reel was right here, and I just had to fight them and work them like that the whole time. Pursuit 4. I believe that's what my rod snapped. It was a Pursuit 4 or a Pursuit 3, and it was like a 6.6. I've been thinking about getting I think it's either the Carnage or it's another one that Penn makes that has 10 and 12-foot surf rods. I'm thinking about getting all new Penn here in the next couple months. I mean, they'll last a lifetime if you treat them right, that's for sure. The one Penn reel that I have on the catfish rod, I've caught 100-pound tarpon on that, and that's a Pursuit 6K. And I used to slap 100-pound braid on it and go to the bridge and just drop bait straight down on the tarpon's noses and just hold them. Hold them till I can't hold them no more. Yeah, they are too much money, man. I think that pin rod that I broke, the combo itself, it was a pin pursuit combo, and the pursuit was a 3,000 sized reel, and I think I paid almost $90 for it, which isn't crazy expensive from Pin, because you know Pin has reels that are like $400 or $500, like the Pin Authorities, the Pin Slammers, and stuff like that. But I mean, it definitely snapped my rod, and now I gotta go send it into Pin, and hopefully they'll replace it or fix it for me. Dang, that's crazy. We've been had these baits out for 2 hours and ain't got a single hit. Looking like we might have to switch it up here in a little bit. Try and go hit up another spot and see how that works out. Yeah, I think they will. They usually have an honoring system that if you have the receipt, they'll usually send you a new one. You just got to pay the shipping. So hopefully they'll replace it. I also have a pin reel I got to send in to them. I had one of the washers inside of the gears kind of like slipped its place, and it got all tangled up into the gears, and the washer bent and did all types of crazy stuff inside of it. So I got to send that in too, which is crazy because I've never had to do that before, and I've been using pins since I was like 12 years old, and I'm 26 now, so it's a long time I've been using their brand. Well, those are the only 2 cases I've had my pin rods or reels break. All right, Matt, I appreciate it, man. I hope you enjoy your day. And I try to be chill, man. Just whenever you want to pop back in, you feel free. And I'll holler at you later. Hopefully we get on some big catfish. All right, Matt. We might set up another Cheto cat rod here in a minute, just to explore our options out here, because there's obviously not too many fish in this little cove today. But we'll still give it a shot and see what happens. Hmm? Yeah, all the birds are gone. The wind kind of chilled down. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. I don't know what happened with this pin rod, man. I don't know if it was the way I set the hook or what. But as soon as I set the hook, it snapped my rod. And the drag was still loose enough because the fish took off in the video. And you can see them physically ripping line off the reel. And I was like, okay, I don't think it was too tight, but I guess it was. And it snapped my rod. I've never had that happen. It happened right above the reel handle. So it snapped literally like an inch before it was actually the rod. It was still the soft squishy part that you put your hand on the rod, and it snapped that. I actually think I still got it in the car. But yeah, man, hopefully a big catfish comes through and we get a big takedown. But you never know until you come out fishing. We'll check the phone battery, make sure it's not dying on us just yet. We'll wait till the phone gets about 20%, and that's when I'm gonna end the live and switch up. We're at 40 now, so we probably got another hour or so. I let mostly everything go unless it's bait. If I catch crappie, white bass, skipjack, shad, I mean, I'll usually keep them for bait. But all my catfish, I let them all go. Even when I'm carp fishing, I let them all go, besides the one buffalo carp that I got right here in the background. That's like probably one of the biggest baits I've ever kept, was this little like 5-6 pound buffalo. I mean, I'm hoping it gets hit. I didn't put the headpiece out there because the headpiece is too big. I mean, this is how big that headpiece is. I mean, it's probably a solid pound or so. I'm gonna save this until spring, when the beginning of spring hits. Nah, I don't eat too many of them. I've ate one catfish. I've eaten one catfish, one crappie since I've been up here. That's what I'm saying, Mike. That's what I want. That's my goal for this year, is an 80-pounder. Now, are they going to be in this 20 foot of water? That I don't know. They could, but I highly doubt it. But if I get a solid 20 or 30 pounder for the day, that would be nice. Or honestly, if I just get a fish while I'm with y'all, that would be really nice. Even if it's a little channel cat. Hopefully we can get on them. We'll give it a little bit more time to let them baits settle out there. The winds died down and the sun's coming out, so hopefully these fish will bite. Yeah, it has been. I mean, the last fish I caught was in this spot, Mike, when I caught the 70 pounds worth of catfish in one trip. Yeah, I want to catch one too, Michael. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping the fish gods are messing with me today. Like I said, if we don't get nothing here, we're going to go switch up to another spot. And on the way there, I get to warm up and charge my phone up for a second so we can continue the live. No, I don't care, man. I don't mind. You know, you do you. If you want to keep fish, keep fish. Yeah, I threw out the buffalo. I got just a little piece, nothing crazy, Mike. Like, I literally cut off like a 2-inch piece, and it's just like the fillet. I didn't really cut the whole, like, through them. I just did a little fillet right off of them. Shit, Release Degrees, I'm gonna have you cook me up some fish, man. Because I like fish, I just don't like cooking and cleaning them. Especially when they're really big, it's just too much for me to handle. I think I got trout in my my freezer from 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah, like 4 or 5 days ago, I think, is when I caught those trout. And I still got them in my freezer. Been working too much. Now I finally had a day off of work, so I think when I get done fishing today, I might make a video of cooking up some trout. But we'll see. We'll see how where the day takes us. Yeah, I've been thinking about searching up some recipes for trout, because I've never eaten trout before, but I caught some the other day and was thinking about cooking them up. Nah, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I was at work. I worked 12-hour shifts from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. so I didn't get to see it. And my team's Pittsburgh, man, so if my team ain't playing, I usually don't watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, do you think they're still in Lake Junior real life? 'Cause I don't think I ever told y'all, when me and my buddy left the dam that day and we went up there, he got his limit and I caught one, and then he let me get some of his because I suck at trout fishing. I even had to use his pole to catch a trout. Yeah, I might go hit it up after this. I'm not too far away. The dam is literally right there. That's the dam right over there, so I might go hit it up. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about it when I noticed it when I cleaned them, is that they're real bony. Yeah, I was using power bait. I got the garlic green ones, and he was using a little tiny gold spoon, like an inline spinner or a rooster tail, more or less. And he was getting them on every cast. And eventually, he was just letting them go because he hit his limit. And he wanted me to catch one because me and him have been out trout fishing like 2 or 3 times, and I couldn't get a single one. So he finally just handed me his rod. He's like, "Here, bro, just take this and catch a trout so we can go home." And I'm like, "All right." And I caught a trout in the first cast, and then I went home. But they're definitely fun, man. They pull pretty hard for how small they are. So he also caught some. He caught like 2 or 3 bass out of Lake Junior the other day too, and a bluegill. So there's definitely still a decent amount of fish in there. It was a gold rooster tail. It was like almost, it looked like it had like a little tiny bullet weight, and then the treble came out of it, and it just had a gold spoon, and it was red. Yeah, the wind is picking up, man. Every once in a while it comes in and gets me cold, but luckily I got my heating jacket on, so it's not too bad. It could be worse. It could be raining and 20 degrees. But that's not till next week. So yeah, man, hopefully we can get on some. Like I said, I got my fly rod with me too, so we might go hit up Lake Junior if they're open. Yeah, I'm fishing shallow right now too. I got another place that's pretty shallow that I might go to today and do some bass fishing. But we'll see. I mean, I've been catching a ton of carp in the creeks, and I've thrown catfish bait out, and I've had a couple of hits on catfish bait in the creeks, but I haven't caught anything all winter besides carp. Carp, bluegill, and a couple bass this winter. So, not too crazy. The biggest carp being 30 pounds. So I couldn't go today. I'd have to wait till tomorrow then, huh? Well, I might go hit it up tomorrow and see if I can't catch a couple trout on the fly rod, because I've never used a fly rod. I mean, I know how to use one, but I've never like consistently used one to try and catch a fish with. And I got one I bought a couple days ago. I got from Walmart. They had them on sale for like $10. So I was like, might as well grab one. Alright, so this is going to sound a little bit cringy, but I like to use the bandito bugs and crawdads and stuff like that, soft plastics. And I usually just use a weedless hook with no weight. I just let them free float to the bottom and then pop them off the bottom. It's either that or I use big glide baits. I like to use big glide baits for some big bass sometimes. But yeah, I've caught a lot of bass though. I think I've caught most of my bass off of crappie jigs and crappie lures. During the springtime, I just can't get them off of there, especially the smallmouth. I usually tear the smallmouth up pretty good on crappie jigs. And I think like the biggest bass I caught last year was about 4.5 pounds, and I caught them on cut bait when I was catfishing. So, yeah, and every once in a while I like to throw some crankbaits, because the crankbaits will catch fish, but you'll also get them flatheads occasionally. And I always prepare for flatheads, because I've caught some flatheads off crankbaits up here. And I've lost some big ones because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't expecting a flathead to eat it. And then after that, I was like, yep, I got to up my line on everything, because the flatheads are going to eat the crankbait. Then I might as well be ready for them. It's all red. can hardly feel my nose anymore. And it's only like 45 degrees. Yeah, I seen that video. That spot I'm actually thinking about hitting up right after this spot. If this doesn't produce in the next like 30-40 minutes, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna throw some bass lures around over there, and some we're gonna throw the cat poles back out. I've never used chatterbaits before. I have one chatterbait, and I've never used it. It's still in the packaging, and I've thought about using it this spring, but I don't know if I'll get around to it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and check this channel cat rod real quick, and I might move it because it has a small weight on it, so it kind of moved from where it was originally. So we're just gonna move it into a different section. Might put on a piece of buffalo on this one. Damn, I tossed it way out there. Yeah, it was sitting in the grass. Yo, during the springtime, man, I catch too many white bass that I don't know what to do with. That was the little piece of shad I was using. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to put on some chicken. Jeez, dude, a 15-pounder? That's crazy. I think the biggest bass I've caught is like 13. But yeah, we're gonna put on some chicken. Some old chicken. And we're gonna see how that does. Right there, that's some old freezer burnt chicken right there. We're gonna cut off a piece and see what happens. Like that and put that out there and see how it does. I'll tell you what, if I catch a 30-pounder on this chicken, I'm gonna switch everything to chicken. It's just chicken. I've caught some like 30-pounders off of this before. This is the first time I've used chicken probably in exactly a year. Last year in February is when I started fishing up here in Tennessee, and that's when the only thing I could catch was buying it from the store because it was wintertime. I couldn't find any bait around. But the chicken does really good in this spot, so we're gonna give it a try. All right, we got it out there. All right, y'all, we got that chicken out there, so we'll let that soak for a little bit and see what happens. It was featured on my 600-pound life. That's crazy. Yeah, I usually, honestly, when I first started fishing up here, I was using just regular plain chicken, and it was working pretty good. But then eventually I started marinating everything in garlic powder, and I'd let it sit in the fridge for about 24 hours and then throw it out. I thought about bringing some today, but like I said, I haven't used chicken in over a year. So hopefully, maybe a little channel rat or something like that will find it. Just to catch a fish. I'm gonna try at least. And if that don't work, then we're probably going to switch up spots. Because I don't think there's going to be any fish in here, if that's the case. If we haven't caught nothing in, what is it, 2.5 hours almost? So, but we're still giving it a shot. Put in the time to see what happens. And I really hope that chicken gets hit so we can just at least catch something. Get something on the board. Especially with it being this cold out here. I need something. Something to get my adrenaline pumping. Yeah, chicken's a weird bait, man. This spot right here specifically is the only spot I've ever used chicken at. And like I said, it was when I first moved up to Tennessee in the winter. And I had to use chicken because I didn't feel like paying $15 a skipjack. So I used garlic chicken and regular chicken. I mean, I had some pretty good trips. When I used chicken. Now during the spring, summer, and fall, you'll never see me use chicken. I'll use it during the winter time just because I want to put something else out there. But during the regular months, nah. Yeah, 15 is crazy. Yeah, if y'all look on my Instagram too, I think I got the picture of the 13-pound bass on there. And that was my biggest bass. I think I was using a 6-inch bull shad. Was what I was using to catch my big bass in Florida. That and the bandito bugs and the kraken crawls and stuff like that work really good in Florida too. Just about anything works good in Florida though. Up, I can hear eagles screaming in the background in the woods across from me. Maybe the eagle call will bring in some catfish. Hopefully, but you never know. As you can see, the sun's starting to come out. So hopefully the sun coming out will bring the catfish out. Try to get on some. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, we'll end the live around like 11. Between 11 and 12, we're going to end this live, so. But we're going to still give it a shot after this live. We're going to jump into another live as soon as I get to the other spot. If I decide to go to the other spot. I don't know, it might be too cold for me. My toes are still frozen. But if I warm up, then I might hang out longer. Yeah. Wintertime's tough, man. Yeah, usually spring, summer, and fall is real good. Those are my favorite times. Really, it's spring and summer, but I've caught a lot of good fish in the fall. That's when I catch my stripers too, because I've caught a 40-inch striper and a 35-inch striper up here last year, and that was all in the fall. You're all good, Michael. You're all good. I know sometimes when I be typing on my phone, it auto-corrects to all types of crazy stuff. But yeah, this spring, man, we're definitely going to get on some fish. That's for sure. I'm going to bring y'all along with me, so don't worry. Either it'll be on the GoPro or I'm going to be doing a live. But I'm definitely going to be doing these lives a lot more, so, you know, y'all stay tuned. When the springtime comes, we definitely going to be getting onto some fish. Especially them catfish. They've been starving themselves all winter, and now they're hungry, and they're about to start breeding. So, we're definitely going to catch them. Yeah, there's still birds dive bombing bait, so I haven't seen any big blow-ups on the bait. But I know they're here because the birds are diving down on them. The only reason I think chicken works is because it resembles the mussels. Because a lot of catfish, they'll eat mussels and they have the crunchers in the back of their throats that'll crunch them up. So that's why I think chicken works sometimes. Yeah, dude, these were the first stripers I've ever caught, and let me tell you, they fought hard. The 22-pound and 40-inch striper, he pulled harder than a 55-pound catfish. I mean, he was ripping drag off my pin pursuit, and I had to chase him down the river about a quarter mile running on the rocks until eventually I slowed him down and I whooped him. But, I mean, he fought like a big snook. I know, they're taking all of them, man. I don't know if y'all can see them, but they're dive bombing on all the bait. So hopefully there's some catfish around. Oh, I gotta adjust my tripod a little bit here for y'all. There we go. There we go. Got it a little bit more sturdy. Probably about like 10 or 15 minutes, dude. I hooked them on the pier at Chick, and I was throwing just a fluke on like a 3-way rig all the way out into the generators on my surf rod. And I mean, he thumped it right off the bottom, and he took me all the way almost to the train bridge. And then that's where I had to stop him because he was about to go around the pylon over there. So I had to stop him and pull him towards me, and that's when I stopped letting him take line. But I worked my way all the way down the rocks, ran off the pier and everything. He about spooled me when he first hit the lure, and he made that first initial run. Yeah, the 35-incher, that one wasn't too bad. That one fought hard, but I was able to stop him before he got too far. And then I've caught one little tiny striper that was like 20 inches. So in total, I've only caught like 3 stripers in my life, and that was all last year. Yeah, man, we're still out here waiting on the catfish bite. Hopefully one picks up soon. Yep, it could have been a striper. Yeah, I wish I was recording my my striper bite, but I was doing dam fishing the whole day, and at our dam that we have up here, we have a sidewalk up to a wall, and that wall has a railing on it, and you can toss your baits down right off that wall, and it's about like 50 or 60 feet, give or take, depending on how much water is there. And I was sitting there jigging all day, is what we do. We call it just jigging on the wall. And eventually, I got tired of jigging and caught so many fish that I decided to go fish for some stripers, because there was people catching stripers at the dam. And I was just catching white bass, drum, carp, just walleye and sauger off the wall. And I decided to go to the pier and toss out for some big stripers. And I mean, they definitely pull, man. And I wasn't able to record because my phone that I recorded on before I had the GoPro, it was about to die, so I had it in my book bag charging. And I really wish I would have got it on video, because that was a crazy fight. A little Bass Pro medium rod. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've hooked into stripers before and they broke me off on rocks, because I've hooked into some unstoppable beasts, especially at the dam. So yeah, hopefully these catfish, hopefully we can at least get one before I leave. But if not, you know, I still had a good time hanging out with y'all, letting the bait soak. Like I said, we might go switch up to another spot and try to do some bass fishing or something. Maybe toss out a cat pole. I'll bring y'all around with me when we get there, if I end up going there. It just depends. We have a lot of fucking flow in the river right now from all the rain that we got all week. We've had like non-stop rain for the last 3 or 4 days, and it finally cleared up this morning. It stopped raining, so hopefully we can get on a fish. Yeah, they definitely fight hard, man. I've been thinking about doing some striper fishing this year because I've seen some, or this winter, because I've seen a couple people catch some pretty decent stripers this winter. So I've definitely thought about it. So I got everything I need for it. I'm just sitting there tossing out a 4-ounce weight consistently with a 10-foot surf rod. I mean, after an hour, my shoulder is gone. Yeah, ours only went up like 1.5 to 2 feet in the last couple of days, so it's nothing too crazy. Usually where I'm sitting right now, during spring, summer, and fall, this is all water, the bank that I'm sitting on. And it's usually lower than this, but all the rain that we had, it's obviously raised it up. But usually you can walk like 20, 30 feet down this bank before you hit the water. But we're gonna give it a little while longer and see what happens. I'm gonna try and catch a catfish. I don't know where they're at today, but they might not be around me, that's for sure. And then that Christmas tree, I can smell that Christmas tree the whole time I've been sitting here with y'all. Yeah, hopefully this water warms up today and these fish start getting a little bit more active. Because we do have some flow into this little creek, or this little cove that I'm fishing in. That's awesome, dude. I don't got no kids yet, so I'm able to go fish whenever I can. I raised my niece for about 3 or 4 years, so you know, that was when it was tough to go fishing, when she was just a little tiny one. But now that she's back with her mother and stuff, I can get out and go fishing wherever, whenever, except for when I'm working, obviously. But I only work 3 days a week, so after those 3 days, man, I'm out here recording, editing, trying to get some content out for y'all. Yeah, hopefully we can get on some catfish today, man. And if y'all just tuning in, I'm out here doing some catfishing today, hoping to get on some big ones. Excuse me. Yeah, it's looking like this spot might be dead today. I don't think I'm gonna be out here too much longer. Like I said, I might switch it up here in a little bit and see how that goes. Because the other spot that I got, it's the sun usually hits it first thing in the morning, and the sun's hitting it all day, so it's a lot of rocks, so it's a lot of structure around there. Yeah, it definitely is too cold for the babies, man. But yeah, I know my dad, he was probably pretty happy once I turned 18 and was doing my own stuff, and he didn't have to take me fishing no more. Because my dad, he didn't like taking me fishing, but he would. He'd take me, drop me off, and come pick me up the next day. He'd leave me out there for 24 hours or 30 hours, and I would just survive off the pier with a couple snacks and waters I brought, and just all the bait that I need, my rods, and I would just hang out, spend the night at the pier, try to catch some big snook, big tarpon, and stuff like that. I'm hoping that when I have kids, man, I'm hoping that they get into fishing like I am. I mean, I've been fishing since I was 12 years old, and I'm almost 27 now. So hopefully my kids like fishing. It's in their blood. My niece, she didn't like fishing at all. She didn't like going out and touching fish and looking at fish. But I like fishing. My girlfriend likes to come out and catch some fish. She's caught some 30, 40-pound catfish. So hopefully our kids will like catfish and like fishing. If not, we might have to toss them in the river. Send them back to where they came. And give me a kid that likes to go fishing. Oh, the chicken was getting hit, but nothing crazy. It wasn't taking no line. Yeah, man, hopefully they do. I had an uncle that I would go fishing with all the time when my dad didn't want to take me fishing. He always told me if my dad don't want to take me fishing, he'll come pick me up and we'll go out all night. So I used to hit him up all the time. Nope, not a single bite, Randall. I got chicken out, I got buffalo carp, and I got glizzy shad. Not a single bite. I'm about to switch it up here in the next 30 minutes or so. I might go hit up the creek if it's not too crazy over there. And if not, then I'm probably going home for the day if the water's pushing too crazy. I was hoping I'd catch something here, but no, it's not looking like it. We might get one. Yeah, the glizzy shad. Yeah, dude, it's pretty high. I mean, the boat's about underwater completely. Usually when me and you come fish it, the windows are open. Like you can see the windows into the boat, but they're all covered with water. There's a lot of bait, a lot of birds in here. The wind's blowing into the cove, but no catfish. Nope, I haven't even checked to see if he was there or not. I hopped right into this spot and been sitting here since. I haven't seen no one else. That day was crazy, man. I wish I would have recorded that. But yeah, man, staying out here trying to stay warm. Enjoying the time with y'all. Hoping y'all are enjoying the time with me as we sit here and me and No Catch Kyle doesn't catch nothing. And we just sit here and talk. But hopefully a rod will go off, even for a channel cat. I'd be happy with that. Yeah, man, me and Quick Catch and Release, we had an instance at this spot where a dude was freaking out in the woods behind us. And I had to handle business the way business should be handled, and he didn't mess with us no more. He shut the hell up. We came here first thing in the morning, and he was yelling a bunch of stuff about a lighter, this, that, and I'm trying to fish and record and make a video. And yeah, he didn't make much more noise after I told him to shut the hell up. And he was living out here. And in this spot specifically, this is a park. So after the sun sets, you're not allowed to be out here. Yeah, that was funny, man. Yeah, I don't play around with people like that, man. You gotta get on away from me. Especially in a spot like this, you're in a state park. I'm trying to live at a state park. But yeah, this spot's been pretty quiet since that day. I haven't seen him since. And I've been out here 3 or 4 times. Yep. Hopefully we can get some good use out of this bait today. I might just spend the whole day fishing if it warms up. My toes don't freeze off no more. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll give this live another 20 or 30 minutes. And then I'm probably going to end it and charge up my phone on the way to the next spot. It should charge up almost all the way. It charges pretty quick. So we'll charge it up and we'll probably pick back up on the live. Yeah, man, hopefully we can get a catfish today. If not, when we go to the other spot, like I said earlier, we'll toss out a lure. I got a swim bait, a new swim bait I want to try out, so we might throw that out and see if there's any bass that want to hit it. Because that spot that I've been thinking about going to, man, there's been some bass caught out of there almost every day, so we might hit it up. We'll see. We'll see where the day takes us. All we can do is get a line out there and get it wet. I think I'd rather be out here freezing to death with y'all than being at home not doing nothing, playing Xbox or something like that. I'd rather be out here fishing for 12 hours. So hopefully we can get on some, man. We can get on some catfish today. But we'll see. Might set up another channel cat rod, put some more chicken out there. But I haven't decided yet. I've really been waiting to see if the rods will get hit, to see if there's fish here, and then usually I'll put out more rods if there are fish here. And try to get a double up. Yeah, man, y'all hit that like button, double tap the screen if y'all just tuning in. We out here doing some catfishing. Got some big baits, some small baits, some chicken. Got a little bit of everything out there, hoping that something will eat it. But we'll see. All we can do is wait and see. Who knows, the bite might start turning on around. No, we don't have a rod limit. We have a hook limit, but we don't have a rod limit. We can only have 3 hooks on the line at a time, and that's it. So like all normal sabikis and stuff like that, we can't use those up here. You only have like 3 treble hooks on a lure. Same thing with the A-rigs. We can only use 3 of them that have hooks, even though the A-rig holds like 10. So I've been out to this spot and I've had like 13 rods out before. But I haven't done that in a while. It's too much gear to tote around 13, 14 rods, especially when they're all catfish rods. Yeah, it's not too bad. I wish we could use like sabikis, because then I could catch bait more often with those, with like the shad and the skipjack. But when I have 3 of them on there and then I can snag on the rocks, it's just like, well, screw it. I'm just gonna tie on one at a time. Ooh, it got a little bit chilly. I'm hoping this weather warms up. The sun's out. So I'm hoping it warms up, but it don't feel like it is. But we'll see. Yeah, it's hard to manage once you start getting past 4 or 5 rods. Especially when you start getting double ups or triple ups and trying to handle 3 rods at the same time. I got a handful of videos on my YouTube channel where I'm like hooked up to 2 fish at the same time. And it's not easy reeling in two 30-pound catfish. I gotta turn my jacket back on. It's getting cold again. My toes are freezing. Yeah, we might tie on a lure and... No, it's the wind, I think. Yeah, it's the wind. That very last blue and white rod, that's the only rod that's that has the drag tightened up on it because it's a bait caster. And the other ones, they have loose drag, so when they take off, y'all will hear them going off. I usually don't like to keep my drag tight because sometimes I feel like the fish grab it, they feel that tension, and then they spit it back out. And when I keep the drag loose, and the way that I put my weight onto the mono, it'll go through the weight will go through the mono and then go to the braid, and the fish will still take it without any pressure. And then I'm able to tighten down my drag and set the hook. If I used more conventional and bait casters, I'd probably keep my drag tight, but because I use spinning reels, I like to keep them loose. I like to hear the drag peeling and then setting the hook. I wish it was a bite though. That would be nice. Right about now, in this cold weather, get my adrenaline pumping. I don't know, I might do some carp fishing tomorrow. I might go live and do some carp fishing at a little spot that I know, but I'm not too sure. Fish finder rig? To be honest, I don't even know what that is. Are you able to explain it to me a little bit more? Because when I reel them up, I can show you the rig I use. I have the one with the bait caster. I actually have a catfish rattle on it, which I don't use too often because I've used catfish rattles in the past and I've hooked into big fish, and then the only thing I have left on it is the little metal piece that was inside of the catfish rattle, and it broke the whole rattle up and I lost the fish, so I stopped using them as much. Yeah, there's still birds dive bombing on bait. I'm hoping there's gonna be some catfish to wake up, come into this little cove and get out of that current, because our waters are dumping. Yeah, I have a couple of those. That's what I use for carp. I use those clips that have the little slider on it that you put the line through. Yeah, you're all good real life. I appreciate it, man. I hope you're having a good day at work. Yeah, I think it is. I don't use it too often. My buddy that was in the chat earlier, Quick Catch and Release, he uses those all the time for catfish and carp. I usually only use them for carp because I don't want to lose them in these snags that we got around here. I'd rather just lose the weight instead of the weight, clip, hook, and all the extra shit to it. Yeah, that's good, man. I hope you start feeling better than what you are now too. Cause I know how it be. I wake up for work, I feel like a dog dookie, and then eventually my body gets back to normal. Yeah, hopefully we can get on a fish, man. Been grinding it out the last couple trips. Ooh. I don't know if you have a lot of sinkers or hooks, man, but I would invest in some 10-aught circle hooks and some 8-ounce bank sinkers. Those would definitely be the way to go. Maybe some 80-pound mono if you don't have that stuff. Because to me, that's my essential stuff is for catfishing is I need my weights, I need my hooks, and I need my leader. And if I don't got one of those, then I'm not fishing. I'm not catfishing at least. Got some cars driving by. I know on Temu, man, Randall will be catching, or not catching, but he finds pages with a bunch of hooks, like 10-aught circle hooks for like $2 or $3, and they're pretty good. I've used those hooks before. Yeah, you definitely need the sinkers. You definitely need the mono too, because if you try to do catfishing with straight braid with these bigger catfish, they'll fray you off every time. That sandpaper mouth doesn't do good against braid. That's why I put mono on all of it. I'll actually show y'all the mono I use. This is the mono I use right here. This is the 80-pound that I use right here. Oh, definitely 8 ounce. 6 or 8 ounce is definitely good. Because that's what I use during the springtime. Because sometimes if you need to, you can put 2 8s together and make a pound and throw that out there. So, I always like to get the 8s. And then if you watch my my FG knot real life, my FG knot video, it'll show you how to do that FG knot to tie the mono to the braid without using a swivel. Because especially in these rocky areas, man, you got to have like 10 foot of mono, and if you put a swivel on it, you can't reel that swivel into the eyelets. But that FG knot, you can reel it right into it and be able to toss out. Yeah, man, we got some crazy current right now. I'm kind of sitting in a back eddy, so it's not too bad. And during the spring and summer, it's a lot easier going because they fill all the lakes up. So they stop dumping out of the dams and fill the lakes up. So that's all I'm waiting for. And then I'm going back to dam fishing. I'm going to try to chase some big drum. I don't know if y'all like to catch drum, but I love to hook into some big old drum. Some 20-pound drum, pull and drag on a little line. Because we also have saltwater drum in Florida, and we actually target them. We target the black drum. Yeah, man, I love catching them. I don't know why people up here don't like catching them too much. I'll see a lot of people dump them out at the dam and just leave them on the rocks, and they'll complain all day about hooking in the drum, but yeah, they're ripping line. They're ripping them all the way down the river. Yeah, I would only eat the small ones too. That's what I do in Florida for the black drum. I don't eat nothing past like 20 inches. But I mean, we got big drum in Florida. They get up to like 40 pounds. I mean, y'all's freshwater drum will too. If people would leave them in the water and not on the rocks. Yeah, I love eating drum. They're definitely good, man. They don't have hardly any bones, especially if you get the right fillets off of them. Because I usually cut the rib cage out of all my fish because I don't like any bones in my fish at all. That's why I haven't tried the trout yet, because I know they have a lot of bones. Well, all right, y'all. I think this is going to be about the 14 minute mark right here. And at 3 hours, I'm gonna probably end this live and maybe go to another spot. I'm gonna talk to my girlfriend. She's here with me, but she's sitting in the car. It's too cold for her right now. She's been coming out here and there and checking up on me, but I'm gonna see what she wants to do. She might want to go out to another spot, or we might go home. Who knows? But y'all should get the notification though if I do go live again. Yeah, I haven't caught too many. I've caught more black drum than I have redfish, and that's just because of where I was located in Florida. I was in the Tampa Bay area. All right, I'll give you a call, real life. I'll give you a call when I head out of here. But yeah, the redfish, man, I love eating redfish. They're redfish, snook, and mahi are my top 3 favorite fish to eat. Oh, okay. Yeah, because when I cleaned them, I just cut them in their stomach, and I pulled out all the guts with the head. So that's how I cleaned mine, because usually I'll fillet all my fish, but you can't really do that with trout, I guess. They're just the ones I had were too small. They were probably about like the three biggest ones I had were probably about like 14 inches maybe, so nothing too big. But yeah, man, hopefully we can get a catfish before we go. We'll call it a buzzer beater this time. We're in the buzzer beater area. Hey, man. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm just fishing today. I ain't catching. Hopefully Malik's fucking killing them right now. He came on the live earlier and said that he was going out catfishing, so hopefully he's gonna get into a couple of them. I think after I leave out of here, I might go try out the spot and see what it looks like at least. And if it's not looking too crazy, I'll probably hop back on the live and toss out some more baits. But we'll see. Nobody's catching anything, I guess, man. Maybe Scenic City. Oh, Scenic was catching some fish earlier. You just know. It's crazy. Yeah, Scenic's in Georgia right now, and he's catching a bunch of channels on uncut shad. I don't know where he's at in Georgia, but he said earlier today he was down there catching them, tearing them up with him and his buddy. But yeah, man, hopefully we can get a catfish today. Might go throw the lure around at another spot that I know, try to get some bass. I ain't doing no carp fishing today. I would do carp fishing, but I ain't got no bait for it, so nor do I feel like buying a bunch of bait. So usually I'll buy like 2 or 3 trips worth of carp bait. But we'll see how it goes here. You know, we'll give it where we at. We at almost at the 10-minute mark. So we got 10 minutes left to see if a catfish is going to eat or not. But we'll see. We'll see if we get a buzzer beater. This spot's known for it. But all we can do is just sit out here and fish and wait. Hopefully something will come by and bite. But I'm really starting to have my doubts though. At this rate. We don't usually get a bite in the first couple hours, man. It might be hit. I mean, I've sat out for 8 or 12 hours and got a bite at the last 10 minutes of those hours, but you know, it's too cold for me to be waiting out here 8 to 12 hours. I could do 3 to 5 and then I'm frozen. I gotta go home and warm up. Unless if I'm catching fish, well then I'm already warmed up from the adrenaline. But we'll see. Yeah. Well, as a fisherman, sometimes, man, I gotta think that I'm in the wrong spot at the wrong time. But in general, it's just too cold, man. This wintertime catfishing is tough on everybody. Everybody's having a hard time getting on them this year. I probably talked about 6 or 7 different people that just can't hardly get any, and then they'll get one day where everything is warm and they'll catch a bunch of them, but of course when it's warm I gotta go out and go to work, so then I'm left behind and I have to wait until spring, which I mean my schedule's not too crazy, but working 12-hour shifts for 3 days in a row, I gotta have at least 4 days in total just before I can go fishing after all that. Get that extra day in for rest, which today was supposed to be my rest day. Yeah, today was supposed to be my rest day. I was supposed to be at home sleeping all day, but I see that the rain stopped and my girlfriend decided to hang out with me today, so we're like, let's go fishing, see what happens. But like you say, man, you just never know. Yeah, I know, I never get no days off, man. I don't ever sit at the house. And if I do sit at the house, I'm brainstorming and editing videos. So yeah, I'll try to stay busy, produce some good content for y'all. Hopefully we get on a catfish today or something. Get on something at least. Even if it's a little channel rat, a little bluegill. We might have to go buy some worms and go bluegill fishing. That's what it might come to today. I know a handful of spots where we can go catch a bunch of bluegill. But we'll see. We got about 7 minutes left of the live before I'm gonna have to end it and charge up my phone and stuff like that and talk to the girlfriend, see what she wants to do. She might want to go home. She might want to get something to eat. Who knows? That's what I'm thinking, Randall. You know the creek I'm thinking about. The only thing, I might stop in there and go check it out. Big Mike said it was blown out, but you know, I'll go see. If it's too much for me, I'll probably go home. That's what I'm about ready to do, man. About to go out there and go try to catch some bluegill or some crappie. I got plenty of crappie jigs and stuff. I went and read up the other day on a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Especially that one creek that we know, because you got that big eddy right off of the side right there, which I've never really thought about until a couple of days ago. If that water's pushing out of that creek, it's got that big eddy right before it gets out and gets into the open river. So I might toss some baits up there when I leave out of here. I mean, it's starting to warm up. I'm feeling the sun. Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. Carfish. Yeah, I could do some car fishing right there. It's not a bad idea. But we'll see what happens after I leave here. See what the girl wants to do. Maybe drop her off at the house and come back out. Gives me plenty of time to charge everything up. Maybe start up another live. And see how it goes. But yeah, man, if y'all just tuning in, we've been out here for almost 3 hours trying to catch a catfish, but I think it's too cold and they're not in this spot yet. Once it starts warming up, I think all these fish will start pushing in. Maybe at the end of February, beginning of March. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, in another month, we'll definitely be catching fish, y'all. That's for sure. We will be catching fish on live. I guarantee y'all that. If it's not my live, it'll be Randall's live. But we definitely plan on getting some big fish this year. We got a lot of stuff in the works for y'all. So hopefully y'all are enjoying the content, man. We're trying to do bigger and better things this year. We got some goals set up, some places that we're going to travel to. Maybe try to target some different species. So I hope y'all stay tuned for the ride this year, because it's going to be crazy. We'll try to turn it up a notch. Yeah, we got about 4 minutes left, y'all. 4 minutes for a buzzer beater. So we'll see. The wind's picking up. I'm cold. I'm ready to get in the warm car. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we might go switch it up. We might not. I'll put out a post saying I'm going live again. If I do go live, it'll probably be about 30 minutes to an hour. Then I'll go live again. So it just gives me time to warm up, charge up my phone and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see where the day takes us. Yeah, nothing on the rods. Nothing on the rods. We'll probably put the buffalo back in a bag, and we'll probably deep freeze them again if we don't go back out fishing after this live. And put them back in the deep freeze, save them for another trip. I might just wait till the beginning of spring and do some more catfishing. I might just stick to carp fishing until then. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see where the day takes us. Ain't nothing we can do but wait and chat. So hopefully we can get a buzzer beater. But who knows? I wish the sun out was more, but can't control Mother Nature, I guess. You just got to sit out here and wait it out. I mean, not even the rod with chicken on it got hit, so might be a sign saying that there's no fish here right now. And if they are here, they're probably not moving because of how cold the water is. But we'll see. There's a bird screaming in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. But on the other side of this cove, there's some bald eagles or American eagles, whatever you want to call them, that kind of make their nest over on the other side. Which I fished the other side too. The other side's not too bad. It's just a long walk to get to the other side of this cove. And the only reason I like to fish the other side is because you have a boat that's like halfway in the water on the other side. Or it's actually all in the water, but right now it's about 75% underwater. And there's like a little dip in front of it, about a 20-foot hole right in front of it. Nothing too crazy, but just a little dip. And I believe those catfish like to sit in there during certain times of the year. Well, y'all, I think the time for this live is coming to an end, and I hope y'all enjoyed watching me sit here and talking with y'all. You know, it would have been nice if we got a fish, but you know, it's fishing, not catching. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all enjoyed the live. Tune in if we start up another one. Come say hi, holla at me. You know, we'll talk about some stuff, but until then, I'll see y'all in the next one.